Fox.
I'm Hackable.
You're watching the Two Smart Guys show, live and in living color, from the interwebs of Facebook.
Yay! Skype doesn't work, but Facebook Skype works.
Hey, whatever. For now, anyways. Yeah, so every week we bring you the latest and greatest in hacking your electronic gadgets that are evil and need to be taught a lesson.
Disciplined. Yes.
Yeah.
Fierce discipline.
And this week's episode is different. We're just going to talk about it instead of showing you the step-by-step.
We'll do it at some point in time, maybe?
Yeah, yeah. So normally we bring you step-by-step instructions on hacking things. And this week we're going to talk about some of the hacks that come out. And next week we'll do some serious hacking. Yeah, the Cyanogen mod for the touchpad.
Oh, yeah.
There was an update for it. Well, now...
just recently?
Yeah. It wasn't released, though, so we couldn't do a tutorial on it.
Oh, but that's out now, isn't it?
I'm not sure if it's out or not yet, but what caught my eye was the fact that the Cyanogen mod is out for the Kindle Fire, which is...
Already?
Yeah, they already got that out, and somebody's ported IceCream Sandwich, which is newer than Cyanogen mod. So.
Oh, because Cyanogen mod's still based on Froyo, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's on Froyo or Gingerbread or something. One of the older ones. Yeah, I think Froyo.
Oh, no, there might be a Cyanogen on Gingerbread now. I hope.
Or it's alphabetical. I get lost on the on the desserts and which one they're at. Not being a totally active Android user. Anyways,
making
me hungry.
I want some candy.
So that's the update on that. So hopefully we'll be doing a show on that. Probably after Christmas, I bet you somebody we know is going to get one. Have you played with one yet, a Kindle Fire?
No, I was debating about picking one up. Well, or, asking for one for Christmas.
See, the hardware sucks in it, though.
It's only an e-reader. I don't need it.
But why would you want one? It's not a very good... It's not e-ink, and it's not... I don't know. I guess it's an okay tablet, but it's a little bit jerky from what I hear. Like some videos, kind of jerky. It's got some kind of dual core processor, but it's apparently not like fantastic.
I thought the Kindle Fire was like light up a storm, and it was popular, and everybody loved it.
It was cheap. You can get,
that's why I loved it.
You can get you can get 2.5 of them for the price of an iPad.
See? That's what I was like. That's affordable.
And speaking of lighting up fires, my car.
Oh, it blew up?
It did not blow up, but over the weekend, I guess one of the big wigs at GM let it slip that they'll buy your car back if you want them
to. Really?
Yeah, if you're really concerned about it and you're all flipping out about the fact that the battery could catch fire after it gets in a crash, they'll buy it back from you.
Huh.
And then later they put out another statement and said, no, we're not buying back Volts, but on a case-by-case basis with the dealer, there, some people have worked out an arrangement where actually what's happening is the actual dealers or the people at GM that work there are buying them personally for themselves from the customers is what's going on.
Oh. Hey, it sounds like a good market now. Well, I don't know. There's still a shortage, isn't there?
Probably not now. There was a shortage up and it looked really bad because they looked like there was a shortage and you couldn't buy them. I was trying to buy them. You just literally could not buy one anywhere because they sold all models to the dealer. So the dealer would show them on the website and it's like, yeah, we have the Volt. And then you call them up and they're like, oh, we only have a display model. We can order one for you. It'll be done in 3 to 4 months and you'll get it. So there was 2,000 or 3,000 of them at Volt dealers, and you couldn't buy any of them. So in early November, they said, okay, the dealerships are allowed to sell their demos, and which is probably no coincidence that they were letting them do that right before they put out the announcement that the batteries are catching fire. So that's kind of sneaky.
Anyways,
so I was on the comments from last week. Everybody said to keep it except one person. One person said you should probably Better safe than sorry. Turn it in and get a loaner.
Better safe than sorry is not driving at all.
Nah, that's true. The thing is I really like the car. I don't want to give it back.
I don't see why you should really.
The only thing that concerns me is like it depreciating in value, but it sounds like it's a whole nother. I don't know if you ever watched the movie the Who Killed the Electric Car, that explains it really well. Like those people did not want to give their cars back, but they were only leased them at the time, and they were legally bound to give them back, or they would be sued.
I thought with leases there was the option to actually
Not
buy
with,
the car at the end of the lease.
Not with that electric car. It didn't have a buyout option.
Oh.
They literally took them and destroyed them all in the Arizona desert.
Took them to the desert and just nuked them.
Yep, and the technology for the batteries that was in them, they sold it out to the big oil companies, and now they will not let anybody use them anymore. And it's a really like big pack that gets 100 miles to the charge, and it's nickel metal hydride based, so it's safer and cheaper, but it's a technology that is now defunct because nobody's allowed to use it anymore.
There's a couple of holes with this. I mean, if the technology was really sold to an oil company, the oil company is obviously a direct competitor for that technology. Why sell your technology to a direct competitor instead of, I don't know, getting investors and actually participating in capitalism?
They don't want to. They want electric cars to happen. They're doing everything
No,
they can.
the big oil companies. No, I'm talking about. But the technology said after the cars were destroyed was sold to the big oil companies, not before.
Correct.
Okay,
No, there was an initiative by the government to make electric cars, and that's why they made the electric car in the first place. Government changed, no more initiative, got rid of electric cars. Government changed again, initiative to make electric cars, they made the Volt. And now they made their Volt.
No, the whole battery technology thing, though. No, just they didn't sell just the patent for the electric car or whatever they built. They sold the battery technology.
Correct.
Which is just a component of it. And
yes.
I have a hard time believing that somebody on that team didn't say, hey, we have a battery here that's kind of kick-ass and may have other purposes.
Yeah, from what I read, it was a change in management, and they just wanted to get out of the whole electric car race. There was bad press, and they just didn't want to do it anymore, and they just scrapped the whole thing.
Huh. But the battery's supposedly stellar.
Yeah. Apparently it was a stellar battery technology. It was cheap and, better than than lithium alternatives. But I don't know. And apparently it was reading.
But at what time does the government have to intervene and say, we know you have a battery technology that is a better option for what's currently out there that is blowing up sometimes?
I don't know, but they sold it to an oil company that merged with another oil company that is now a foreign oil company. So I don't know what our government could do about that at this point.
It's a U.S. patent, isn't it?
It's owned by I think a Japanese company or something. I lost track. It was like not Texaco or something. I can't remember. Anyhow, yeah. So that's that.
Interesting. I'll have to watch that.
Yeah. So apparently there was a sequel they made, like Return of Revenge of the
Electric Car.
Yeah, Revenge of the Electric Car, and it's like screening at this film circuit. So I wonder if they finished it too soon. Then we got a third one going to come out now.
The Electric Car Strikes Back. Or no, it would have been.
Electric car blows up.
Anyways, the real news, the real discussion.
The real discussion. Okay, so these are the real discussions. There's like two more left.
There was. Wait, what?
And speaking of discussions, you're looking at next week's episode. Look at the dates.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, well, how about that? Okay.
Did I share that?
Well,
did I share
the first when you sent it to me, the first one to come in, I assume is the next one coming up. Okay, well, let me go read the show notes for the show we're really doing.
If we
Oh,
had
wait.
an advertisement, this would be an opportune time while you're reading the show notes to advertise the fact that we're moving our live show up to 8:30 Mountain Standard Time on Wednesdays, and that your cat's getting a really good bath behind you. So you don't have to stay up as late to watch us anymore, and we don't have to stay up as late to broadcast. So that'll be good.
Yay! Okay, so I got an email about the Xbox 360 dashboard update, but I haven't gone out and done it on my roommate's Xbox, and I don't know. The only thing I saw on the thing was like, hey, you can control with Kinect now. Yay!
Oh yeah, it's not a big deal for you because you don't have a Kinect.
Well, he's got a Kinect.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So you, basically, they're copying Apple. They went all serious on us, and it's all voice command driven now. So you can do not everything, but a lot more things with voice command. So you can
try doing that in the living room with kids.
I have.
We want Dora! We want Dora! Play Dora!
So first of all, you have to say Xbox, and it's like, okay, what's up? What do you want? And we're like, Netflix, and then you're like, what the hell are you talking about? I said Netflix. I don't know. Supposedly you can get to Netflix by saying it, but you might have to say something else after that before you can say Netflix, because I haven't got Netflix to work yet.
You haven't done the secret handshake.
I don't know. I just installed it last night, and I can get through the menus. I can go to first, next menu, previous menu. I can go into videos and play videos, and I can do all this and that. But I can't get it to play Netflix, and that's the only thing I care about on there.
All that work just to replace a simple push of a button. Just a push of a button, up, down.
Well, if you can't find your remote, it's kind of handy. You can just say, hey, Xbox. But supposedly, once you get in there, you can say, hey, Xbox, play Dora, and it will. It'll search for the titles. You don't have to try and type in Dora, which is a pain in the ass on the remote.
Especially with Netflix. That's horrible. That would be useful. Something that speeds up the interaction or makes it more efficient would be useful. But doing this to go back and forth.
Yeah, the whole Kinect thing, like, it doesn't work. You can wave and be like, wee, hey, and then you can be like, woo. I don't know.
That's pointless to me. It sounds like a dying beast. They're like, let's pump some new life into it.
I don't know. If you look at like the stats for last year on motion controlling, there was like a Game Informer magazine I was reading, and there was like 60 some games for the Move on the PS3 that came out, and only like, I think like 40 of them were first-party titles by Sony. So not very many third-party people did the Move, and only like a handful of them required the Move. It was all just optional, like you can also do something with the Move. And the Kinect only had like 50 games, but more than half of them, or I think it was like 40 of them required the Move, or the Kinect. You had to have the Kinect. Like they would not work without the Kinect. And there was only like 10 first-party titles, so most of them were third-party. So the Kinect actually did really well. The Move, not so much.
Well, in those numbers alone, you're saying it did well with third-party developers.
It did. Well, they made games because they sold well. They made additional games beyond the first batch.
You didn't attach numbers for how much sold or anything like that. That's leading to conclusions.
Okay.
The numbers you gave just say that more third-party developers made games for the Kinect.
It's true.
More developers jumped on board with Kinect for whatever reasons. Maybe they thought it'd sell more. Maybe it was easier. Maybe they thought it was a better thing than the Move. Who knows?
They also made more sequels. There was a lot of sequels as opposed to the Move, which had no sequels that I know of.
I think Microsoft was the only one that actually, first-party titles with sequels, not third-party titles with sequels. Yes, no?
No, there's like Dance Revolution,
right.
or
Dance something.
Central. Dance Central.
Dance Central.
Yeah, which is actually pretty cool because now you can do 2 people at a time. And you can talk to it, which does not work.
And it spawned like other dancing games. They've got a Smurfs dancing game.
Oh man, have you seen that? It looks creepy. They're like little zombies that are.
They look pretty creepy to begin with.
Like, you know, they didn't get enough oxygen or something too. It just
uh,
anyways, there's some cool hacks too for the Kinect that are out. Like just this week, I saw one that was real-time analytics of shoppers. So somehow they're using it to detect, like in an aisle, like what products people pick up and which ones they actually buy and which ones they put back.
so they just have an Xbox with the Kinect sitting there.
Yeah.
Like, what's with the Xbox? Oh, we're just analyzing. You don't worry about that.
I don't think that's actually in it. It is a theoretical thing. I don't think they've set one up for real yet.
Oh. Huh. So they just track what somebody picks up, whether they put it back or take something else?
Yeah. I think that's all. I haven't read the full thing yet. I just kind of came across it earlier today. I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting.
Huh.
But yeah, so in the comments below, I want to know, what do you guys want us to do? Do you want us to try and do some more Kinect hacks or the old PSP?
I want to see Kinect hack for a kid monitor.
A kid monitor?
Yes.
Monitor them to do what?
Make sure they don't leave the room. Make sure they stay where they are supposed to stay. I don't know. Monitor them in some way. Make sure they're not getting the candy.
Put one on the cookie jar.
Yeah, how many cookies do they take? How much candy do they take?
Anyways, do you have anything to add, or wrap this up and put a lid on it?
No. You had the other topic about the Windows 8 App Store.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I just thought that was interesting because they have a beta right now of Windows 8 that you can download and try. And
have you?
Yeah.
And?
Well, when it boots up, I think they decided to kill this, by the way, but when it boots up into their new interface, the Metro interface, like the Zune and the Windows Phone 7 or whatever it's called, that interface is actually kind of slick, but it's like totally different. And then when you exit out of it, it's just like it's like Windows 7. So I didn't see any big
it's
benefit.
It's kind of like Launchpad and all that stuff that Apple put on top of my end.
But it's interesting because that interface, the Metro interface, sounds like there'll be new applications that are written just for that interface. And they will work on all platforms, whether it be Intel-based or ARM-based. And so they'll have these Windows 8 tablets that are ARM-based that'll only run the Metro-style apps. They won't run legacy stuff.
So Metro applications are designed to be cross-platform to begin with?
Yeah, they're supposed to be platform independent or something like that.
So it's not just a user interface, it's a platform.
Yeah, and that's what I believe this App Store is going to be. So basically, it's like iOS. But it also works on the desktop.
Windows.
Yeah. So instead of doing it like Mac's doing it, where you've got an app store for the Mac and you've got an app store for iOS, Windows is being like, oh, we're just going to do an app store and it's going to run on both. Kind of. Because they're still going to have a mobile one, but a tablet one that's, I don't know, but I guess they're backpedaling on it being the default interface now because people are flipping out.
What about any core changes to the kernel, to the systems? Anything there?
I haven't bothered to read up on it.
Everything I've read so far has been kind of lackluster as far as, what it's bringing to the table.
Yeah, it sounded like they were going to be doing a lot of optimization under the hood to, use less memory and all that jazz. And
yeah, we've heard that song and dance before.
Yeah, they say that every time, unless it's like a totally redo, which they did with Vista.
Yeah.
Then they're like, it's cool. Look at it. It has glass and arrow.
Never mind that we had to backpedal and, go back to essentially XP.
Yeah. So, anyways, I don't know. It didn't sound like they were doing anything major on the underneath, other than like the whole space. It sounds like to me there's two OSs going on there.
Metro and Windows 8.
Yeah. But that could just be me.
I think you're right. I think you're right. It's a platform, much like iOS can be considered a platform as well.
I don't know. If you guys know, put it in the comments below. Well, then we'll know, and we'll sound less stupid next time we talk about it.
Or perhaps provide your comments on what you think about Windows 8, what you know about Windows 8, and what its supposed to be new in it.
I don't know. Everybody I know is going to iPads. I'm serious. All these schools, like we went to the
iPads, yeah.
the
iPads are
Thermopolis
big in
school,
schools.
and every student gets an iPad. But you know what? The students don't like them.
What?
They'd rather
Really?
have a laptop.
Because with the laptop they can watch YouTube and
Yeah,
chat with their friends.
Exactly, because the iPads are limited. They lock them down, so they can't put their own apps on them. They can't even use Safari. They have to use a crippled web browser that doesn't even use the Google Docs, and all they use is Google Docs, and Google Docs doesn't work right on it. So it's
So
very.
what do they do with the tablets exactly?
I don't know. They use a whole bunch of note-taking applications, basically, and they use it for ebooks. What is it? Pendulum and Evernote.
Evernote. See that I had pitched that to the school I work for, and I was like, well, you could use Evernote, but there's no sharing in it yet. But then all of a sudden they came out with sharing, and so you could share notes, and it became really cool then.
Yeah.
So students could take their notes and then share it with the teacher.
Yeah. And like all the teachers have homepages. They'll use Google Docs, by the way. So, and apparently it's free for like schools. So you can just like get a domain, and you can have permissions, and you can set up the students with all these
Really?
permissions and stuff. And yeah, the whole state of Wyoming changed to Google Docs, so they don't have to have Office. They don't have all this
For
stuff.
schools?
It's free for school systems, educational systems.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, so they basically set up like a virtual in the cloud domain, and they have administration rights over all the kids and their accounts, and and every teacher makes like a homepage for their class, and then they grade based on it. Yeah, one of the teachers like got flown to Australia, and he's like a certified Google instructor now. It's kind of crazy. And it's funny because then they didn't get Android tablets; they got iOS because it had all the apps. They got iPads.
this could save some money.
Yeah, but it's interesting because now they really are moving away from PCs. I think PCs are going to become the thing that people develop applications and programs for. And
No, I wouldn't say so. I say PCs still have their place. It's just things are becoming less dependent upon PCs. PC is still the fallback. You still fall back to the PC for a lot of stuff.
I don't know. I think the market of people that never had computers will go straight to the the iPads and phones. And
What, the market of people who don't have computers?
Yeah,
How big's that market?
pretty doggone big. Like all of my aunts and like a lot of older people are getting iPads and stuff now. They never had
the
computers.
grandmas.
The what?
The grandmas.
The grandmas, yes. The grandmas and grandpas, they're getting them.
That's a big market. Let's go after the grandmas and grandpas and get them iPads. And they won't ever use them.
I don't know. It just seems like that's the way that it's going. Maybe there'll be like a PC for the home, or like the tech nerdy guys will always have PCs, I think. But yeah.
I need to get a new case. Do you have any spare cases, by the way? Because this one kind of blows.
I haven't even seen the case that you have.
Well, the thing is, here's the shitty thing about my case. On top of the CPU is the power supply.
You have one of those upside down ones, or no?
No, I hope the airflow it's pulling up, not like that, but it doesn't seem like a very.
I got tons of old cases if you want to dig through them. I've got one like brand spanking new case in a box that's pretty cheap.
That's what I was going to is
I really like those ones that I've been getting, those little square handly ones, even though they're a pain to like change things on.
Yeah, I was looking to get one of those like.
But they're real quiet and super light.
Yeah, well, the one I was looking at was super heavy because it had really big fans.
Oh, yeah.
There was another one from Leon Lee that I wanted that was about $80, I think.
Yeah.
And it looked nice too. But I liked it because it was small and it fit everything. But I mean, you saw it the last time you were here. It wasn't too big.
I don't really remember it. That's probably.
You look at it like, oh my god, that is a tiny computer.
Oh. Well, maybe. Is it just getting too hot?
Yeah, I get worried about it.
No. Yeah, my media center, I put in a cable card in it, and it's been overheating. So I've been having to deal with that. Stupid heat. Anyways.
I put my hand on the back of the PSU and it can burn.
We're still doing this show. It's a long show.
Sorry.
That's all right. But yeah, I got to get back into. Oh, light just blew up.
Into the show.
Anyways, follow me on Twitter if you'd like to. I'm at Walking Crow.
I'm at Hackable.
And twosmartguys.com is where we catch all of our shows. If you want to email me personally, pox@twosmartguys.com. You can. See you guys next week. New shows every Monday. Craziness live every Wednesday night at 8:30 Mountain Standard Time.
Night, guys.
This has been the Two Smart Guys production.